So we can start off with the biggest thing. COVID-19, everyone knows what it is, unless you've been living under a rock. Well, yeah, it was kind of unexpected. Like, no one could have expected something as grand as or as vast as COVID-19, unless they were heavily involved with like researching or predicting the pandemic.
No, yeah.
So,
So,
Ben, what?
so with COVID-19, there's this very famous website. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's the Avi Schiffman website. It's
I've heard of it.
yeah, it's that website is basically what got him into Harvard. He's at Harvard right now, and that website was really popular. It received many donations, and it basically listed out the probabilities of you getting COVID and all the statistics for COVID-19. And it's crazy because initially we wanted to create a similar website with my friend back then, but none of us had the capability to do it, and he beat us to do it. So I think that was a really smart idea, uh, and I think he really took advantage of his resources, and it was really effective. Of course, there were way more other platforms like WHO and Johns Hopkins who released all of these statistics as well. But I think what set him apart is his great user interface and his probability for predicting whether you would get COVID or not. What do you think, Ivan?
I mean, yeah. It's usually the ones who adapt the quickest are usually the most successful. As with this guy, he created a great UI and created a great statistics model to predict your chances of getting COVID-19. It's really great overall, especially for the market. Is a really like COVID-19 introduces a lot of problems to to the world, and you know, it's great that a lot of people are trying to solve these problems and create businesses out of them,
I mean,
create products,
speaking,
services.
I think we talk a lot about tech and entrepreneurship, but talking about something not related to tech but related to entrepreneurship, like, this may be a little bit overboard, but of course, like, I guess medical advancements are really great with COVID. It may be a little overboard for us because there can be side effects, there can be negative outcomes, but at the same time, like as I mentioned in the previous episode, medical advancements can be predicted through AI, and it's really complex. It's really hard, but like such diseases such as COVID, if the computer knows or has enough data and knows chemicals, it can use all of this data input to predict various outputs to solve various diseases such as COVID-19. And it may be a stretch, of course, but that's what I've been thinking all along with entrepreneurial ideas, especially with COVID. Uh, of course, being the activist, like there are many activists, there are many people trying to raise awareness and fix this issue. I know one of my role models, Steph Curry, he did live webinars with various people, such as Fauci, in order to try to stop and slow down COVID, like try to raise awareness and explain to people how to do this. Um, and there were various other people like Trevor Noah who took advantage of this, and it's honestly it's great to have leaders like these in our society.
Yeah. Regarding COVID-19, I think COVID-19, since it since there were lockdowns all across the world, people had a lot of time to stay at home and be on their laptops, and so that presented like opportunities. People came up with ways to, make money, especially with decentralization and a lot of these online SaaS or any type of services.
Yeah,
And
Bitcoin skyrocketed.
what's really crazy about decentralization is, the explosion of it, especially with cryptocurrency and NFTs over the pandemic, just because the vast amount of time people had on their laptops, just going around, just having their side hustles, like working on their side hustles, investing.
I
It's
mean,
really crazy.
when COVID started initially, the stock market just plummeted, right? Remember that? I mean, during that
I do
time,
remember.
that was the most ideal time to invest, right? Like I remember, it was at its all-time lowest, or it was like a very low low, and it was crazy. But
Yeah.
do you have anything else to add on, Ivan?
I mean, it happens with a lot of crises. It's just, people, they don't feel safe. They um, pull out of their investments and whatever, and they
Yeah.
invest in safer options,
Mhm.
such as like the medical field, utilities or whatever, real estate.
Mhm. Yeah.
Not so much in stocks and
I
crypto.
mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think real estate also fell during COVID, the start of COVID, I think. But I, I, I don't remember 100%, but I'm pretty sure that.
Real estate did fall, but pretty sure people invested in it as it was a safer option.
Hmm.
Not like yeah, just land in general.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I very much agree with you that COVID-19 was uh, a time of opportunities for many people. I think we actually have like a distant friend, like friend's friend, or like whatever you want to call him, uh, who created who started his own company and sold it to another company for 300,000 during COVID, right?
What was this company?
Is it our zone?
Oh yes, ours has some.
Yeah, it was
So
started and sold during COVID, right? By like a
yeah,
teenager that is close to our age.
yeah. A guy Calix. He was very hardworking, very determined, and like over the pandemic, just created his own. Learned web development, learned marketing, learned all of these essential skills to build a product and market it. And he worked very hard on the product, learned a lot of useful skills, and just
Wait,
sold it to
so
what
do you know how he marketed the product?
he basically what he did was he identified the target audience um, for his product, and it's easier to start out very specifically and around your community and expand from there.
Hmm.
So he chose Discord because he figured a lot of students would use Discord
Hmm.
and would study over Discord. Like Discord has a lot of study rooms.
Hmm.
And
I
what he
see.
would do is he would just market to people. He would connect with people. He'll market
Hmm.
and basically spread it by word of mouth or something like that.
Hmm.
I think he also did a bunch of cold DMs
Ah, no, yeah, that's.
targeted towards a very specific audience.
I mean, cold DMs are actually. I used to do cold DMs when
It's
I
like
came to. Back then, I created meme accounts before, and I did cold DMs. That was actually more effective than I thought.
it's a very gray area, but yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Cold DMs kind of. They're kind of effective, but at the same time, you know.
In his case, it works. Well, not really, because he was spending 8 hours a day just cold DMing people
Wait,
for around 4 months just to grow his platform up to 100K
wait. So
users.
how did he manage and like, cause he didn't earn money from his platform, right? Initially, before
No,
he sold
he
it.
had no monetization plan. He just wanted to create a product and scale it up. He had no monetization plan. This is why because the costs were getting higher and
How did
higher.
he get
So
investments to help him with this product? Didn't he have to have like at least some money in order to keep, uh, in order to have like
I'm not too
database?
sure about it.
Uh,
I'm not too sure. Maybe he had investments. Maybe he had investors. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was out of pocket.
hmm,
But yeah, at the end he did sell it to Fiverr for 300K.
hmm.
So
Yeah, that's great.
I
Anyways,
mean, if you guys haven't checked it out, Our Zone is a great example of not so great UI and not so great of a product, but very, very good marketing.
I mean the thing is marketing is very important, but you also need to have like a good product as well in this day and age. I feel like Calix, he kind of slipped by a little bit. Maybe people really wanted his product, but
Mm.
his product, of course, was by no means the best or whatever. But I agree with you that like his marketing was really great though.